I love lead.
Fucking boomer.
She a bitch. He's black.
That doesn't make sense!
I'm going to kill you.
Hello, grandpas.
Ooga booga.
God damn, this shit fire as fuck.
Did you know that the fart bubble of a blue whale is big enough that it could fit a Volkswagen in it?
What?
Where'd you get that animal fun fact?
I mean, whale stuff's pretty big. I remember seeing a TikTok where like, have you seen like sperm whales? Like, just like what the fuck like they put out, and like how it goes on the side of like a coast.
I saw like a fact that was like every time a blue whale takes a bite, obviously it just like swims and opens its fucking mouth and just fish happen to climb into it. Apparently it consumes like 500,000 calories each time. Man's a gainer, bro. Man's bulking.
So I was so fucking fat, bro.
Shout out to blue whales, bro. I can't fucking get them.
Grab me if you want. Nothing will unfuck the Thanksgiving turkey.
But it's like tuned to like plankton. This was a SpongeBob SquarePants movie. It is absolutely brilliant. Welcome, everybody. It is me, Bricks. We're here with Symphony and Exeter as usual. Hello.
Yes, sir.
And we are joined with our special guests for the first time on the cast. We have got the protagonist.
Hey, what's going on? I'm the Sonic Riders guy. One of them.
Yes, you are.
The Sonic Riders guy.
He's the Sonic. He's the Sonic Rider, as it were.
He is the Sonic Rider.
He's the singular Sonic Rider. And we are also joined with Chaotix Solution for the second time. Welcome, both of you. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
It's my pleasure.
Welcome.
Wow. You're welcome. Why do you come?
God damn.
And we had to pay a lot to get Chaotix, to be honest. It's quite expensive.
Yes. Indeed.
Yeah, like
quite a massive net worth.
Billion Serbian dinar.
How much do you think your net worth is?
$2.
Currently, probably 100.
Jeez. Can't remember what net worth is. Isn't it like...
Is it just like everything you own?
The grand total of everything you own. Yeah.
I think, something like that.
It's the approximate amount of wealth that all of your assets combined lead up to you. So
I think I'd have it like 2K.
Yeah, I'll back that. I used to have £900 in Dogecoin.
Dogecoin.
But
have you seen that thing about Dogecoin?
Dogecoin crashed now. So.
Yeah, it was kind of who sued Elon Musk for $258 billion.
More billion
in damages because man invested in Dogecoin after looking at tweets from Elon Musk about it.
Just for the record, Elon Musk isn't worth that much. To be fair, when is Google ever a good source for anything?
You stub your toe and then you go on Google to look for what went wrong, and then Google will tell you that you have fucking, I don't know, the weirdest disease on planet Earth, and you're fucking dying in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, like, yeah. Has anyone ever like actually tried to diagnose something off WebMD?
WebMD?
I have, but it's it will always tell me I'm dying in like 2 days.
yeah, exactly. Wait, was it like a fever or something? Or?
I don't remember. It might have been something like a really weird like thing, like maybe like a really weird pain in the weirdest place. And I like Google. I'm like, what is this? And then it tells me I have like a fucking crazy ass disease. I'm like, okay, bro.
I'm gonna put in my hiccups. See what it comes up with.
Insanity.
Oh no.
Chronic hiccups. I've had hiccups for like... Dude, there's something wrong with your uvula, bro.
My uvula? No, it's my stomach reflex.
Yeah, but hiccup is what happens when the uvula like spasms, isn't it? That's what a hiccup is, right?
No, it's not a uvula. It's a diaphragm.
Oh, right. Okay, you got a mad diaphragm, bro.
Yeah,
that sounds
really
weird. Shit.
I don't get it. I'm gonna be honest.
What that diaphragm do?
I still don't get it. It just sounds weird, man.
Yeah, we can't.
It just sounds sus.
Like how that, yeah. A lot of things have happened in the last like 2 or 3 weeks in terms of basically Sonic, but I suppose in the grand scheme of things, video games in general, because E3 2022 isn't happening. So Xbox dropped their 2022 showcase, Sony dropped their 2022 showcase, and of course, we finally have information about Sonic Frontiers and Sonic Prime. So
a lot of information.
A lot more information than I thought we were going to get by now. So we are going to have a deep dive into it and just discuss it for a little bit.
Well, are we leaving Sonic for last? Or are we talking about things not related to Sonic right now?
Now we're going to talk about things related to Sonic, just to get it up, because that'll probably be the main topic, and we don't want to make the little kids wait.
I suppose so.
What little kids are watching Ridercast, bro?
My little brother, maybe.
I'll be checking at Ridercast analytics.
Bro, I do not check the right, bro. We've been stuck on 90. We've been stuck on 98 subscribers for the last 3 months.
Wait,
50 years old plus.
Yeah, the main age group, 60 plus, yes.
60
Dude,
plus.
what can I say? The pensioners got a thing for us.
90% of our viewership.
They're watching them. They're watching it in their care homes.
Fake accounts, real
Hello,
quick.
grandpas.
What's up?
Shani.
I love when Exasal says poggers. It's really
I love Britney Spears.
I love when he. To be fair, you didn't say Britney Spears that often anymore.
Yeah, I kind of stopped. I don't know. I kind of grew out of it, but I should start saying it again.
We finally have gameplay of Frontiers.
A lot of gameplay.
Thoughts?
It's fucking
Good
shit,
amount of
mate.
gameplay,
It's
yeah.
fucking shit.
Okay, thank you, Symphon. Is that genuinely how you feel?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think it looks like dog shit.
Oh,
I think it looks clunky. The animations look really, really stiff.
Well, which
It
version of the gameplay?
Generally,
The
just
first
looks really empty. Right? It looks really slow. I'll get to that in a minute, Alex. It's really slow. Right? If you took Sonic away, it's not a Sonic game, is it? Think about it. It's just a world with a bunch of like polygonal cunts. You know? That's it. That's my opinion. I think it's really uninspired and shit. And just not a Sonic game. And now, if what people are saying are true about the Summer Game Fest demo, then Ooga Booga, this is kind of cool. I might like it. But the way it looks right now, it's just shit. I'll just play the Lost World Zelda DLC or some shit, you know?
That's what I was gonna
Rise
say.
of Lyric looks more fun. I ain't gonna lie.
Really?
Yes,
All
think
right.
about it. The combat looks so much better in Rise of Lyric.
I kind of
compared to
I kind of
Frontiers.
agree. I actually agree on that. Yeah, absolutely.
What? That game has no parry. What you talking about?
Nigga, parry this, parry that. Parry's most nigga.
The
Shut
parry
up.
is cool.
We're talking about the power looping mechanic or something
No,
like
no.
that?
There's Sonic has an actual parry in the game.
Oh yeah, it's like a dodge move or something like that.
No,
Yeah.
like a literal
It's
parry.
like an actual counter.
It's a counter.
It's
Okay.
super. I've only seen
That's cool.
like footage of him doing it once, but he does look
Down
really
beam.
cool when he's doing it. It does look really satisfying to pay off.
So there's some promising things about Frontiers that I think are worth talking about. You could tell they have a lot more emphasis on the combat aspect of Sonic, which was really only delved into a handful of times to varying degrees of success. You can think of Lost World. He had different versions of the homing attack, the kicking homing attack, which destroys armor, and it would have to be used against certain types of enemies. You have something similar to that here with the punching and kicking move. I do like the idea of utilizing Sonic's speed to create new, like, it gives him like a utility move, that power looping thing. When I thought of it, I was thinking about Pokemon Ranger, where he like circles around. Yeah,
I
was
thought
like,
of Pac-Man World 3.
oh, okay, yeah, that's also another one. Yeah, that's another good example. You know, working upon what Symph said is that I don't think the game is really designed around a lot of its new mechanics.
Besides combat.
Yeah, besides combat, the enemies are a little bit more aggressive. Pieces and parts can be taken off, be nicked off of them.
Yeah.
Through the power looping move and the combat homing attack shit going on. I don't really think they're utilizing the open world, advantages that would normally be present.
I agree with that, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
They're not using the combat like the combat is just he's flicking a couple like projectiles with his fucking like stiff like 5 fucking frame
I
animation.
hate that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's just a kick in it and just repeats over and over.
Mm.
But like
Yeah.
it's not like inspired from Sonic at all. He's just like it's just like a generic moveset.
Yeah.
And now one where he just like teleports like 5 feet away and just like shoots like the laser wisp. I hate that.
Thank
It
you.
looks so like clunky and horrible.
Thank you so much. I was
I agree.
absolutely going to say that. It was one of the weirdest things to watch when I first saw it. I was like, why is he on so far away to come back? I get it.
It's
Looks
weird,
strange.
and it's also weird because before they showed us a cool move where they brung back his tornado attack, I was like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was kind of cool. Yeah.
The circle, it would be cool, like the way you like put the circle thing and then it like hurts them, but it doesn't look fast. It looks really pace breaking, It's like the wisps in Wii.
At first, it looked slow, but because is on the well, first it looks slow on the IGN previews. On the more Summerfest stuff, it looked way faster.
Yeah,
but they actually do have a reason for why the speeds change drastically. It's because apparently you can change his stats and also customize Sonic's speed.
And those handfuls of situations in the Sonic series where they've tried to make combat more interesting and engaging. I think an interesting thing was in Sonic Heroes. Not the huge health bars, because most people don't like that. But what I'm referring to is the little like egg pawns with the shields and the swords. I thought it was kind of interesting that they designed those enemies that they have to be homing attacked on a certain side. So if you tried homing attacking the side that holds the sword, you'd get hurt. But it would have kind of like a, it gives you a manual, thought-provoking aspect to the homing attack. And I feel like in Sonic Frontiers, they kind of move away from that thought-provokingness, with the exception of the power looping mechanic. I think that a lot of it is just going to be like, wait for the weak spot, and kind of just go ham when the enemy, is going to let you attack, basically.
I understand. But also in Sonic Heroes, there's the shield enemies had pretty much 3 to 4 ways. There's homing attacking them, tornadoing them. If you're Sonic level 3, he kind of just gets rid of the shields automatically. Some shields you're supposed to use power. It feels more integrated to Sonic's core design because they're obstacles, but they're not game pacing, especially with how you can deal with them unless you are locked in a room. But even then, you have if you're good enough, you should be power level 3 or speed level 3 or fly level 3, and you also have a screen nuke.
Of course, yeah. I mean, the principle of what we're talking about is that the game was designed around the idea that they wanted to give enemies health bars, right? Because what were enemies before? They were one hit button obstacles that kind of kept you on the path and didn't really didn't offer any type of pace breaker.
Kind of a guideline,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But again, like in the game like Sonic Frontiers, you're looking at the combat, and it's kind of like we've reverted to Ocarina of Time, where there's nothing to be done other than run around and dodge until the enemy leaves themselves open, and then you kind of just wail at them with the homing attack.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to say it. It feels like they want to emphasize combat, but they also want to keep it separate from the high speed, and there's a reason for that. And that's because in one of the interviews at the Summer Game Fest, they said that Sonic can go into 2 modes. There is action mode, where Sonic is slowed down, and he can do all this combat stuff, and then there's high speed mode, where Sonic goes faster than he would in combat mode.
I do like that the parkour makes a return. I thought that was really an interesting mechanic that really could have used some refinement in Lost World.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where
I do like that that makes a return. It looks like it functions a lot more kinetically. Like you can kind of like jump on a rail and then jump into like a rock formation and then sort of scale your way up it. I think that's really, really cool.
I so wish we had old rail grinding.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean by old? What do you mean by old rail grinding?
Balanced system for rail grinding is what I mean.
I mean,
the balance system only looked bad because the game does not teach. Because all the games I had, it did not teach you proper of how to actually use it.
No,
I think it was on it. I think it was like intuitive enough. I think the main issue is that those games in particular that had the leaning and rails, those games kind of had like completely fucked rail switching.
Yeah.
So
that is true.
Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, rail switching was not a perfected art. Let's just put it at that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I always say that because in those systems, it was all momentum based. I know this is a word being thrown around a lot ever since the reveal gameplay stuff for Sonic Frontiers. But even Unleashed had some sort of momentum like that for the rails, but now it's just gone ever since Colors happened. Well, untrue. It was back in Generations, but it was gone again once we had a Lost World.
I found it super weird. So that like the first piece of gameplay that was revealed when IGN first did it, obviously people had a lot of negative things to say about it. I was included because the fastest Sonic went during that 7-minute piece of gameplay was on a rail. And he was boosting all the way across the fields. And I was like, no, still the fastest I saw him go was on a rail.
I mean, that was the boss gameplay, which I just think that's... because... did you see it? Remember where like they made like the loop in the sky?
Yep.
Oh, you mean that boss?
That
Or are
was
you
just
talking
that was
about
just a quick
the
step
big?
section.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, this might be something cool. Oh wait, no, yeah, okay, it's Sonic Colors.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's very, very questionable marketing because apparently IGN got a early build of the game that they
Or an older
showcased.
build.
So basically, like all the gameplay that they showed, like at the start of June, it was all an early build. So like
With the
that,
very
like I'm
jank.
just like I'm like questioning like Sega's marketing. I'm like, why would you show as a first impression? Why would you show an early build? Why wouldn't you show like what you know all the good shit that you have right now? So it's kind of like interesting.
They're teasing us.
I still stand by the fact because it was probably the most stable build they had at the time, and the fact that they're still trying to keep this thing whole a mystery, which is kind of also part of the marketing, that this is going to be a mysterious story.
I don't know. I think I mean, if it's before release, it's an early build. I think I don't know. I think that speaking out their ass, I just think it's like that was the latest they got. They just were early in the game. I don't know.
Yeah,
I would posit that they might be trying to do what they did with Sonic 1, where, you know, they brought out the trailer and Sonic looked terrible, so they got the internet backlash and then they redesigned it. So maybe they're kind of doing some reworked version of that by showing the first gameplay with an early build and having it look kind of garbage, and then, you know, presto changeo, here's this new gameplay, and things are kind of looking a little bit better. I was actually going to bring up what Protag said about Ocarina of Time and like the illusion of difficulty, because I can't take credit for this whole thing. This is all Aaron Hansen, Ego Raptor, sequelitis kind of quotes, but like, there's a lot of waiting in Ocarina of Time. Waiting is not a difficult thing to do, but it creates the illusion of difficulty because it takes up your time. And so, yeah, I agree. I feel like a lot of Frontiers enemies and a lot of the combat that we've seen so far kind of is trying to play into that, you know, illusion of difficulty. You've just got to wait for it. Got to wait for that right moment, which is fun in some cases. But if every enemy is going to be like that in some regard, I feel like combat's just going to get a little bit boring.
but speaking of difficulty, one of the more controversial quotes from the developers of Frontiers was them talking about difficulty of the game and how they're going to do difficulty different than what they did in the old games, and people got really upset.
Yeah, I think the reason why, right, is because if you think of a game like Sonic Adventure 2, which was pretty linear, they were able to design the stages around Sonic's abilities and where Sonic would go. And when you only have one path, you can make that one path the best it can be, which is why I personally feel like, despite, you know, a stage like Emerald Coast from Sonic Adventure being way more non-linear than, say, something like City Escape, I can play City Escape 10 times in a row without getting bored, because the stage itself is so much more engaging. And essentially, if you're going to open up the game to an open world, the problem is that you want to herd the player to make sure that they don't go to those more difficult areas. So it's kind of like designing a non-linear RPG. If you can go wherever you want, whenever you want, then you kind of have to design all of the bosses or the areas in the game to be roughly the same difficulty.
Yeah, I have the quote right here too. He says, "In previous Sonic titles, we had to gradually make the stages more difficult in order to reach an amount of playtime that would satisfy players. It is natural for level-based platformers to become more difficult as you progress. However, for Sonic games, the problem has always been that higher difficulty can get in the way of games' sense of speed. In Sonic Frontiers, the open zone offers a lot of content already, so raising the difficulty in order to increase the playtime was no longer necessary. From start to finish, we were able to maintain a sense of speed with ideal level design for a Sonic game."
Everything that he said is basically like, you know, I agree with it, but I also think it's remiss. It's a little bit misleading because they wouldn't be able to make certain parts of the world. If you can travel to them any time, it wouldn't work if certain parts of the world were, you know, massively more difficult than each other, right? Because I feel like that would create a very off-putting experience to the casual player.
Oh, I wonder how much they're going to gimp Sonic's not just abilities, but ability to run around, move around, and speed. Because that was also something I remembered was a thing in Secret Rings, that they kind of gimped his control
on purpose
at the beginning. Yeah, on purpose.
That was so stupid, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I hope. Actually, no, I don't hope, because I know it's not gonna happen. I just hope we get it. I really want to drift in the game. I don't know. I think a drift in an open world would be cool.
I agree.
How Unleashed's like really loose drift works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't work as well on Unleashed because it's like a it's a pathway that you take. But in a game like Frontiers, it would be really cool.
I feel like it would be an easy way to traverse, which I feel like is incredibly necessary. Like if you want to go back somewhere, I feel like it's
true.
important to be able to do that. I mean, it's Sonic. You want to have the ability to make snap, quick decisions without losing all of your momentum. That's kind of the point.
Yeah, I just hope by endgame I'll be going at like 06 max speed sections type fast.
That and also not being trapped and being passive, so that you won't be stuck in a worse place than you were before.
Actually, I'm gonna say something on a little different topic. Apparently, I saw videos about so someone drew parallels with the release of Sonic Unleashed. Apparently, Sonic Unleashed was also before it was supposed to be released, all the trailers and everything that Sega put out, they looked like absolute garbage. Like the game looked like absolute dog shit, right? And then when Sonic Unleashed was released, everyone was like, "God damn, this shit fire as fuck." So
yeah, let me see. Let me take a look.
Yeah.
You can't forget the IGN review that came out. He was like, "There's something you have to know before you purchase Sonic Unleashed."
It's a big piece of garbage.
Holy fucking shit! That was such a goated line, just for a reviewer to say. It just tore the internet.
It's coming out of the gate swinging, pretty much.
Yeah, that is,
bro.
Total, absolutely savage.
Yeah.
Whether or not whatever
That's
you
mad.
think about the game, I think most people hold it more favorably now, but back then it was
definitely.
That seems to be a trend.
for some reason.
Unleashed came out. People thought it was kind of mid when it came out. Now it's people are like, oh my god, this game's like the holy grail. They're just praising it to hell and back. And then, oh god, it's happening now with Forces.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Don't
constantly
remind me.
Reddit posts the people.
Well,
who...
you know what that is. You know what that is. It's a little bit about perspective type of effect, right? The only people left, talking about the game are the people who like it. So it's creating that perspective that it's a lot more favorable than it actually is. That must be part of it.
And that's a good point, actually, because it's people who didn't like it, they just want to forget about it. We all want to forget about Forces, but the cons who just actually like Forces, they're either little kids who played it at Christmas, or
well, think about the same thing happened to Black Knight, right? The only people left talking favorably about Black Knight are the people who still play it, and the people who made one bad game review or had one tweet panning the game, they just kind of left it and moved on to other things. It's kind of like when you go to a bad restaurant, you don't keep talking shit about it. You just never go to it again.
You move on.
That's a really good point.
That is really good. Yeah.
That is, such a good point.
Which it's all an illusion. We're all just stupid.
It's an illusion. It's a simulation.
The simulation's fucked.
I also
Sonic
think it could
simulation.
be about people looking at things retroactively than just the initial first game playthrough.
Nostalgia, man.
And also thinking about all the context around in the game and its development and understanding why the game, and also realizing that you have to accept the game for what it is and not for your own expectations of what this game should be. And separating those two. So you ultimately have to distinguish that, do you like the game for what it is, or do you not like the game for what it isn't?
Fucking hell.
That was deep.
God damn, that was deep.
That's deep, man.
I think it would be a nice idea to explore in a Sonic game. It seems like a really good, not a really good. It seems like a cool idea. But with the trailers and with the gameplay that we've seen so far, I can't really conclude because for one, it's an early build, and for two, it's we haven't seen too much. We don't know what the story is too much. We don't know other stuff, and then
That's a can of worms. The story.
Yeah. I just hope that it, since this is an open world, I hope it won't get boring. I hope they they have stuff in there that makes makes the player hooked, and you won't get bored in 10 minutes. Basically, that's what I hope that isn't gonna happen.
That's another issue with non-linearity, is that the story, right? How do you uncover a story with a non-linear journey? You can go to any point at any time.
True.
I remember Breath of the Wild
had that,
making it kind of open worldy. But I think the way you unlock the story in Breath of the Wild sucked ass.
It's because the story in Breath of the Wild is in a linear
like-
fashion, but it is still up to you to go in that linear fashion, or you can just cut to the end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, people didn't like it in that game, and that game is, is hailed as one of the best
Universally
Nintendo
acclaimed,
games of
yeah.
recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, if this game is probably not going to do it as well. Like, let's just be honest. Yeah.
For sure,
Who
because I'm not to say that it's a bad thing, but I don't think a Sonic game's gonna be that hugely acclaimed story anyway. No matter how much you could tell me about past Sonic game stories, like it's like, let's be real, it's not going to, or I don't think it really should be. It can be, but it's how you do it, right?
I mean, maybe I reckon they'll probably just do it like think of like Unleashed, but not having it so you go to one place to the other in a very specific, in like chronologically.
Maybe.
Imagine if they were all unlocked in the first place and you could just choose which one you wanted to do first. I think that's what they'll do.
But it's also weird because apparently they revealed there's going to be 4 open zones and a whole bunch of cyberspace zones or whatever.
Yeah.
And the cyberspace, to bring that up, there's also a bit of controversy about the cyberspace levels.
Yeah, wait, but before we get into those, I remember Nade telling me about this thing that happens in Sonic Colors. So maybe they'll do something like that. But basically, in Sonic Colors, when you unlock Sweet Mountain and Starlight Carnival, if you go to Sweet Mountain first, the scene where Tails becomes a robot will happen in Starlight. But if you do Starlight first, the scene where Tails becomes a robot is in Sweet Mountain instead.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe it'll just depend on what you do first.
Interesting.
Aesthetic, very, very nice. Big fan of honestly, big fan of Sonic in any form of forest, floral, kind of open field environment. Again, it just rings back to that tech demo of Sonic just running through the field. Like, I can just, I love playing for that. I love playing that forever. It really calms me for some reason.
Rich really said nature do be beautiful.
People started hating it because it looks semi-realistic, and at first I was like that, but then I remembered, wait a minute, Adventure 2 exists, 06 exists, Unleashed exists.
Yeah.
Unleashed is
Yeah,
back,
I didn't
exists.
vibe with that criticism.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I get that it doesn't look Sonic-y, but some of the best Sonic games don't have like, super fantastical, extravagant locations.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also, like, one of the things that annoyed me as well was, oh my god, there's rails in the sky, bro. Like, I hated that. I hated that so much.
Rails in the
Like,
sky.
nigga, have you played any fucking
Who the
Sonic
fuck
game
put them
ever?
there?
I mean, I still find that. I mean, that's still.
Who the fuck is putting these
I
rails in the stratosphere?
Who built this?
mean, I still find that a complaint even before then. The only reason why I didn't complain that much in like older titles because they made sense for those levels. Like Sky Rail is called Sky Rail.
Rail Canyon, Bullet
Rail
Station.
Canyon. It's called Rail Canyon.
Bullet Station is kind of like a train station, so having it have rails makes sense.
And then for like SA2, a lot of the rails felt integrated into the stage themselves, like City Escape, Radical Highway,
Yeah.
like Green and White Forest. Like, you get what I mean. And then for 06, it even felt even more integrated. Like in Radical Train, all the rail grinding is done on the electrical wires that you think is just background elements, but it isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard also some criticism about that. Like, someone said that, like, if you wanted to put, like, rails in the sky, you should have some sort of support for it. So, like, some sort of pole going from, like, the ground and, to support the rails, so it would make sense that they're just floating in the air. Right. Because otherwise, it just looks like a fucking test stage. Like, I'm sorry.
It did kind of give those vibes.
Oh no, I felt like that was that was my big weird issue with Unleashed. I'm like, where are these rails coming from? I mean, they felt more natural.
That can't be one of your big issues.
It's not. It's not a big issue, but it is questionable.
This hub world, it looks like, I couldn't put my finger on it till now. It looks like the Halo Reach Forge map.
Oh,
shit. That's what it looks like.
Kind of does.
That's what this open world looks like.
Oh my god.
I mean, Halo is pretty favorable in Japan.
I couldn't. I just came to me just now. I was like, "What the?"
I got it.
Again.
Oh my god, it does.
Yeah,
It really
right?
does.
Yeah.
Somebody put it
I
into
never
the
thought
Forge
of
It
that.
really does. It
please.
really does.
Like,
Somebody
all
insert Forge map images. I will love that.
all I can think of was Faraway Avalon, but no, that's a good shout.
There's one more thing that I think is something that I want to talk about with you guys, and it's the fact that in the apparently in the game, from what we heard on people who have like hands-on impressions of Sonic Frontiers, there are settings to alter Sonic's Sonic's physics and the way that he handles. On one hand, it's a good thing. It's always good to give the player more options, more control, more, ways to customize the experience to be most suited towards them. On the other hand, you kind of think to yourself, it's like, seriously, like we're at that point where Sega actually, the people who are working on this game are actually that inept. They actually have like so much of an inability to like know what a good feel is for physics. Like that they basically just kind of are giving us the reins. They're like, hey, like you guys figure it out because we don't know how to make good control. And I feel like the reason why they think about that is this fundamental misunderstanding that they have of these two groups of Sonic fans. And that's the people who want, the games to, have momentum and physics like the Genesis games, going uphill, losing speed, going downhill, gaining speed, and having this sort of free-form, natural type of game feel going on. And then the people who want a more stiffer Sonic that doesn't control well and controls more like the boost games, and you lose a lot of speed when you try to make turns. And one crowd cares about Sonic having, deep, in-depth momentum, and the other crowd doesn't.
I have actually heard that the main issues with Sonic controls is that it's whenever you're turning and you're at full speed, he fucking flies off the other direction. That is the main...
Shadow as well?
No, it doesn't, because he doesn't fly off to the other direction. And that's the main complaint of Sonic Heroes, is the controls, is that when you're moving at high speeds and you want to do some platforming and you want to do a turn or whatever, he doesn't slow down. He keeps all of his speed. So you end up just flying in the other direction. And yes, you can't... It is sort of a skill issue where you can do things to prevent yourself, but for the main part, it isn't.
Yeah, a lot of people would argue that in relation to the speed, it's too precise. The control is too precise. It's too sensitive.
I agree with that.
And that's what I'm saying with Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog actually fixed that issue completely.
You can argue that because it's less precise and because it's more slippery and kind of like a buttery type of movement, and there's even a little bit of like jump squat. Like there's a little bit of a delay to Shadow's jump.
Yeah.
Which some people have argued that it makes like even the most basic of platforming feel very sluggish.
Well, I mean, Shadow can move extremely fast in that game too. But like faster than he could in Heroes and SA2 by just holding forward. That's the thing. And his spin dash is still as powerful as the SA1 spin dash too. Like doing spin dash jumps in that game, it works the same.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I personally, it feels good to play Adventure, obviously, but I think my favorite is definitely Generations. And if not Generations, then Lost World.
Are we talking about Sonic games in general?
Just control.
Control.
Just like control and physics.
I think the reason why you may say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the reason why you may say that Generations has like really good control, and it does because it's designed around, it's the game that's designed most around the boost gameplay. Like the fact that it has such a tight drift, right? It really allows you to control Sonic's boost in the way that that like move propels your momentum forward. And the jump arc is, sometimes it's just right. The homing attack is very precise in terms of an air dash. Like it sends you exactly at a fixed distance, so you can kind of get adjusted to that factor. But like when you're actually controlling Sonic in Sonic Generations, like you're just moving around and kind of, walking around in a circle or doing like platforming where there's like small platforms involved, you can definitely tell it's not as good as the Sonic Adventure games.
The way Frontiers is, I was gonna bring it up fucking just after Protag was just saying that basically it's like Generations is like you said, Generations is only good control because of the level design is built around it, or vice versa. Probably the former way I said it. But in Frontiers, I think the game design there, I don't know if that's the right term or not. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's so slow. He was going downhill at like a fixed speed. It was like how classic Sonic was in Forces. The way to think about Forces, if you let go of the stick, you actually go above the speed cap.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I did not know that.
Unbelievable.
I don't know. I think for Frontiers, they just kind of fucked up on the control, honestly. Like, it looks like it's like semi-precise, but I think just I mean, wait, maybe it's not control. Maybe it's physics. I'm on
Yeah,
about just a general
more like
speed.
physics and Sonic's feel in the game, and it might look like he's going to feel unnatural because he doesn't have gradual build-up of speed when he's just not boosting around.
It's just tragic. Like, it's, again, like as I said before, like it's always nice to give. On one hand, it's nice to give the player the option and the ability to customize anything, right? The more options I think you give the player, you can never really say that it's a bad thing. At least that when it becomes, there's always to the extent of overwhelming the player with options. Right. That could also be a bad thing. But it just shows the tragic state of like Sega. It's like, hey, like we can't, like we don't know what we want from you guys. You guys are going to have to figure out how to make Sonic control well. So we're going to give you the tools to be able to do so. And it's like, it's really not that hard. Like we just want the character to feel like he has weight to him. Some people have pointed out the nitpick that Sonic and Sonic Adventure 2, even though the control is basically untouched, he just feels a touch heavier, and I don't like that. Like some people really go deeper into that, right? Like I liked how floaty his jump was in Adventure 1 because it allowed me to, accommodate for platforms better.
Oh, I know why that is, because they changed the way the float works in SA2 when you jump, because you still have the float jump, but they have to do speedrun tactics to keep the float with the way you want it to, because he doesn't stay in the air as long when he's floating.
Even if you were able to customize your controls in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, like in between them to make them the same, like the fact that you're not able to customize them, people still regard it as, amazing control. Like both games control beautifully. That's like the general perception or consensus. So being able to, alter the physics in Sonic Frontiers, first off, if the base physics, can only be altered so much, and it's generally agreed upon that they cannot be altered to like a sufficient quote unquote level, that's also going to be a little bit of a problem. And then the next issue is like, if the control was just good in the first place, even if it had a little bit of quirks or nitpickers here and there, it wouldn't matter because everyone would still regard it as good control.
We also have to put in the fact that he's also going to have not only stat buffs, because you can upgrade his normal base stats in the game, as well as he's going to have new abilities and upgrades in the game as well.
Yeah.
So those custom controls might also contribute to any upgrades and stat changes Sonic gets.
I think this says a lot about how shit Sonic Team is now.
I disagree. I think Sonic Team is finally say, you know what, we're done listening to the fan base. Fuck you guys.
It's not even that. They don't even need to listen to the fan base. They just need to make it feel as if Sonic belongs in the environment he's in.
True.
Which he doesn't look like he does. Every single game prior has done so.
Yeah, you're right. That's the misunderstanding that Sega has, is that like good control is not an entirely subjective thing. Like there's like a correct direction to how to create like good control in a Sonic game.
So it's about looking for what's the most comfortable and what's also natural. If the player doesn't feel both comfortable or the game doesn't feel natural to play, then there might be a problem.
Yeah, if you go downhill and you don't feel any increase in speed, like that's bad.
Yeah.
Like everyone can agree, like that's like not good. Like
even Mario Odyssey does that.
When you're playing Sonic 06 and like you go around that ball thing or like that part in the lava section, right?
Yeah.
And you're running up that hill or you're going around that little cyclone thing in the caverns, and you don't feel like there's any difference in speed or resistance from, any type of angle. It's like that feels wrong. Like it feels off when you're playing. It doesn't feel like you're, playing like a real character that is in a world. It just feels like you're piloting a ghost or something. That like
because they took away the control from the player to make a scripted sequence that's very long at the beginning of Flame Core.
I think is annoying.
I think that it's nice that they are, giving in Frontiers, they're giving the players, the ability to actually customize the controls. But I feel like quite a bit of people might get overwhelmed, like it depending on like how much like they give, like how much control they give.
How many options?
Yeah, how many options. It might get a little too overwhelming. So what I think a good fix to that would be if they could make some sort of preset options in there, so that they could, pick some sort of presets like from, previous games, if they could even get that right.
I think that's the reason like they have such a lack of faith in their ability to recreate like the games that controlled well, that's why they're giving it to us in the first place. They're giving us
yeah.
like a Unity HUD editor of like how to alter like the control. Like, it's just like that's why like it's just ridiculous in my head that like when we get the game, we might have a menu that opens up and it's like a page of like every aspect of control.
Yeah, exactly.
And like how to like
yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
how much control do you want when you're jumping in the air? Do you want this? Then like one slider, it's like the Simon Belmont syndrome, and then the other slider, it's like you have like such precise control that you're like Jigglypuff or something like that.
Yeah. It's like a Kirby float.
What if a lot of what they're thinking is just we don't have to put that much effort into the game because we know fans will just mod it and just make it better for us.
True.
I don't like that. I really
It's
hope
a terrible
that's
That's a bad
Terrible
mindset.
mindset for a game company to have.
I know.
but-
I just feel like maybe they just might be thinking that way.
Oh,
Maybe that's why
boy.
every game is shit. Because they haven't improved like Sonic's animations at all.
I mean, they kind of did. It's just it's really mostly because some of the animations are still being used from forces like the rail switching and the
That's
kicking.
why, the rail switching, the running. Like he doesn't have any like I don't know if the term squash and stretch is the right one. No, he doesn't have any lean when when he turns. He doesn't lean when he turns. He just like
gotta take
just
some
like shifts
creatine.
in that direction. But yeah, he just looks like a toy.
Yeah.
I love Lee.
I mean, the only other things I was going to say about it is, I love the aesthetic. The boost.
I still love Halo.
I love Halo. I love
I also
Black
love
Knight.
nature.
I will not.
I love trees, bricks. Yes, that's what
I
you're
love
saying.
tree. I do nature, man,
He
bro.
loves nature.
Sonic
Fucking
Reach.
Sonic is about nature.
and
It's
love.
nature, man.
The only thing I will say, I don't like the boost. If that's even a boost, I'm not even entirely sure. I think it might at this point just be a button that they incorporate just to give you an extra burst of speed.
It's just like a
That's fine,
screen
Because-
distortion button, bro.
Particularly for the reason that it doesn't seem to speed Sonic up that much, if at all. Like for the first maybe like half a second, he goes a little bit faster, but then I mean, once again, if there is there's a whole skill tree, so we know that Sonic probably will be able to get faster via upgrades. But just what we've seen so far, man, it just seems like grinding on rails, you're going to go faster. And every single time I've seen the player hit the ground and then boost and go running for a little bit, it's just like, go faster. Just a little, I honestly, like maybe 40% faster, and I'd be happy. I just want this glorious open world that I can just blitz through. You know what I mean?
What's funny is that they kept making the world. They even in the interviews they said they kept making the zones bigger because Sonic kept traversing them too fast.
That's a good point, actually. Wait, earlier, what Brick said. Actually, no, this is my point. Lol.
Cool.
But,
I'm stealing it.
Gaslighting your
Buggery.
why do they have like an instant like accelerate when you're going to be able to edit your acceleration?
I don't know.
That's why I'm thinking the boost formula might still be in the open world sections. It probably will be in the cyberspace level sections, but
Oh yeah, because those are a thing.
like potentially rings might work as a boost still, because yeah, you're right. Like if there's a way that you can edit your acceleration so you can go super fast, depending on if you can upgrade it via a skill tree, then what would be the point?
Acceleration is meaningless.
With that logic,
Because they also
Sonic Riders.
with that logic, if you just upgrade the skill tree to your acceleration being max, that boost button is just gonna make you fly off the fucking earth.
Because he also reminded me, because they only showed us really a small portion, or even half the game. Because the other half of the game are these cyberspace levels, which are going to be more linear or Sonic level experiences. And they're supposed to be levels that are in between in the 4 different islands of the game.
Apparently, we are supposed to be seeing gameplay of it next week. Not entirely sure.
Even
though.
though somebody saw footage of it,
Oh.
from the Summer Game Fest the best they can, and it looked
Yeah, there's
like
an NDA on it.
Sky Sanctuary, my favorite.
Apparently,
I was
there's
gonna
an
say.
NDA on gameplay. But I think IGN might be releasing gameplay of it next week. But I'm not sure.
That's how I get through my week of work. I'm like, Sega's giving us new news. You know, I'll get through this shift, go through the next one.
Well,
Get a new Sonic news.
The only other thing I'll say about it is not too sure about the combat. Particularly, The moves, some of them aren't bad, and once again in the Summer Games Fest footage, seems like a lot better. Everything seems a bit more streamlined. We have seen that you can boost and do the power loop at the same time, which is good. Makes it way more fun. It's going to make it way more fun to like run circles around the enemies because you can do it faster, because Sonic being fast is kind of what makes it fun. The fact that the homing attack sound effect is used so fucking much with no change, and it's the
Sound designer, where is he?
It's the only point of which I will lean slightly into the setting is too realistic. Sonic doesn't fit. Sonic is a cartoon character. Everything he does is wacky. I think if they change the sound effects for the combat sections, particularly the sound effects that Sonic creates, it would be a bit better. Because frankly, I don't want to have to hear every single time I go to fight an enemy.
Don't worry, they'll use the SA1 spin dash. They promise us.
Yeah, nobody want to be watching Johnny Tez listen to that.
Listen, all I'm saying about Frontiers is that I hope Ian Flynn does a good job at writing Sonic good, and he better writing Super Sonic big in this game, or else I'm gonna cry.
I don't even want to talk about that whole fucking detail with apparently Amy's lost her memories and you've got to help recover Amy. It's kind of just sounds like a more fleshed out version of the shitty plot in Sonic Generations, just to tie all the settings together. But
bitch.
Abandoned all hope.
Goddamn. But
Put my ass off unlocking her in the fucking speed simulator.
Listen. All I'm saying is that Super Sonic better be an unlockable feature in the game, or else no.
The Chaos Emeralds are, so logically, Super Sonic must be included in some form.
Speaking of Super Sonic, this is completely separate, just not Sonic Frontiers related at all. But you know what? You know Sonic Colors, right? You know how the Wii version has, it's a game, right? You know the Sonic, the Sonic, the DS version of the game.
Yeah.
So it has the final boss, right? And then you get the Chaos Emerald. You know, it has a boss after the actual final boss, it's an actual Super Sonic final boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had no idea until I bought a DS and I bought Colors and I did that. I was like, what the fuck? What is this? I had no idea.
And in Sonic Colors DS, I'd say it has more enjoyable content when it comes to just seeing character cameos all over the place.
Dimps loves their Super Sonic final boss fights.
Syndrome.
Yeah.
I've been having so much fun with it.
I feel like Dimps, when it came to handled Sonic as a series, way better than... was more consistent with it anyway. In terms of handling out a series.
Dimps never really made a horrible Sonic game, I'll give you that.
They have.
People say Advance 2 is shit, but I like it.
No. Wait, who was it that made Shattered Crystal?
Shattered Crystal?
Wasn't that Big Red Button?
People like...
That was...
No. That was...
Safari Games. Wait.
Yeah, the monkey
one. People said it was okay. Nobody really hated it.
Give me 2 minutes.
Senzaro. Oh, yeah, Senzaro. Safari.
People didn't really hate that game. They just said it was okay. Same thing with Fire and Ice.
Dimps made Pocket Adventure, the Advanced Trilogy, and the Sonic Rush Trilogy.
Good.
And Sonic Battle.
Pretty good track record.
Did they make Sonic Battle?
No, they didn't make it. They didn't make Battle.
Sega, if you're listening to this, please make another Sonic fighting game. I'd pay good money for that.
Sonic Team did Battle.
Really? Oh, that's why I was asked. Sorry.
It's fine. You can have your opinion. I don't care. I love Battle, man. Absolutely love Battle. Final closing thoughts on Frontiers, because we've talked about this for an hour.
I think it's mid. I think it's confusing. I think it has no identity, and I think that you know what? I'm gonna buy it anyway, but whatever.
Yeah, I knew that was what was coming. I really wanted him to just be like, it's mid. Actually, I don't like it. It's arse. I hate it. It sucks. Game of the year.
It's probably going to be an alright game, I think. I think it's probably going to be an alright game.
Alright, yeah.
I'm certainly more interested in this than I ever was with Forces leading up to the release. The most entertainment I got out of Forces was the opening reveal. That was
really? I thought you were about to say the OC.
That was... No, shut up.
The modding scene for Forces is definitely really, really... It's underrated.
Oh yeah, big up. Shit.
The only mod that I have for Forces is the one that improves Sunset Heights by adding a grind rail, and this improves the game by like tenfold already. But it just shows the Unleashed model on Sonic.
Just to finish off, Simpsons just posted a screenshot in the chat. I'll put it up on the screen. There is to date one speedrun of Sonic Boom Fire and Ice on the 3DS.
Wait, no, there's
Awesome.
two.
Wait, is it?
The Old Gold Nodes one is a 4-hour run, and it's the only other one.
Let's go.
Fucking hell.
Shout outs to that guy.
Which is a shame, because Fire and Ice is actually the only good Sonic Boom game. Like, it's a pretty good game. Like, it's pretty rewarding.
I wouldn't be able to say anything about it. I'm glad that they managed to make one good game out of that fucking tire fire. Like,
Tire Fire?
Tire
Yeah.
fire.
That's not a term I've heard.
okay.
Tire.
Sorry, my G.
A tire
Fucking
fire.
boom.
Sorry, it's not British. It's not
You're
British.
fucking weird, mate. Alright, get the
Fucking-
fuck out of this group chat now, you dickhead.
What do we think about Sonic Origins? What do we
Sonic
think about
Origins?
that? Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's unfortunate that the music has to be, chopped, but it's like, it's whatever. Mods will fix it anyway.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna buy it on the
I think
Switch.
so. What is actually going on about the music? Somebody has details on that.
It's just different. It's probably just going to use the Sonic Free Complete, I think it's called.
The Sonic
Like, soundtrack.
PC soundtrack? I mean, the Sonic 3
Yeah.
PC.
No, not Sonic PC.
Oh.
As far as a collection goes, I think it's pretty cool. You get collectibles. You probably have you might have like a history section, like a gems or mega collection. I don't know which one it is.
If there's DLC, all I'm saying that they should put Knuckles Chaotix in there.
A lot of people are just going to be buying this because they want the Taxman version of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is something that we've waited for a really long time.
Mhm.
Because there's always been alternatives to play Sonic 1, 2, and CD Taxman versions on like PC and stuff through
Yeah.
like BlueStacks.
I mean, you wouldn't even need to. You can just take the ROMs already there and just modify the hell out of them, like Sonic 3 Air.
Here's the thing though, Chaotix. Sonic 3 Air, like, it's not like what Taxman does precisely, because like it is like a mod of like the pre-existing Genesis ROM. Like what Taxman apparently does is like a full like disassembly or like remake of the game's code, which is why he's able to edit and add things so easily.
I see.
Because he essentially remakes the game, but like he does it extremely faithfully, so it doesn't even look like a remake,
Yeah.
or it wouldn't strike you as that. But it's very,
I love
very
that.
impressive.
For the record, and for Chaotix, and for anyone who doesn't know, so there are 7 tracks from Sonic 3 that will be affected. Carnival Night, Ice Cap, Launch Base, and a couple more. These are tracks that have all been explicitly confirmed to be composed by Michael Jackson and the team. And it's speculated that the legal fucking nightmare that whole thing has been with Brad Buxer, the copyright fucking war between Sega and them, is probably why Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles hasn't been re-released since 2011. But Jun Sonoe is going to be adapting the original versions of the tracks with some of the prototypes as well, and apparently he's using the original Genesis sound font, so it's going to sound as close, but for the people who are persnickety about this thing, I included, it's not going to be the same. But once again, like Symphon said, Mods is going to fucking fix it, so who cares, man?
Okay, I'm going to buy it on the Switch.
You're
I'm gonna buy it on
buying-
PC.
Okay, well,
Oh,
that's your
boo-hoo.
fucking
Sucks to
problem.
be you. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Didn't know that. Didn't know it was my problem. I'm not the one.
You're the
I'm
one
not
buying it.
I guess
Yeah.
you could try
Problem.
modding the Switch, but
Exactly, yeah, jailbreak your Switch, bro. But yeah, like Symphon said, I mean, I'll be the first to admit the 2D Sonic isn't my thing. I've never really enjoyed it very, very much. But what I do enjoy is Sonic Legacy Collections, and it looks very, very pretty, and some of the new modes seem to look really, really cool, as long as there is a load of backlog legacy content. I'll be happy with it. I don't think there is going to be, because, we're not in the quote-unquote golden age of Sonic anymore, where Sonic can release a fucking legacy collection and can frankly get away with just sticking comic book after comic book in the extras. Like, it's not going to happen.
Just like in the Sonic, just like in the 360 Sonic Genesis collection.
Exactly.
That was
Like,
cool.
I feel like there was a point where Sega could get away with kind of just being like, here's all of this content from the days of yore, enjoy it. And we're not going to see that with this, but it does look really, really cool. And I hope people enjoy it.
It could if it sells well and we get a Gems collection. If we get a Gems collection in modern day, I would love that.
Essentially.
that would be
They
cool.
better add Knuckles Chaotix
Yeah.
in that one, or else I'm pulling up the Sega.
Okay, interesting thing about Gems Collection. They were going to add that Sonic 1993 arcade game that debuted with Ray and Mighty, but they couldn't emulate like the rolling ball. Oh yeah, the trackball. That's what it's called. They couldn't emulate the trackball controls to like a GameCube controller. So that's the reason why they like scrapped that game. So maybe now with the technology today, they might be able to, and that would be so sick if we got that game in like remastered HD.
Yep.
Because that game is really
awesome.
fun. If you're able to emulate it for whatever reason, you happen to have like a trackball, a trackball controller or mouse. The game's really fun.
It does seem like ever since Mania, they want new generations to also experience old Sonic stuff, I guess, which is weird. I mean, this isn't new, like, because we're talking about Legacy Collection. It's like they're old things, so for us, we grew up with the classic games because they had Legacy Collections releasing back in the day.
It's likely the success of Sonic 2. Frankly, like, the movie's doing well, and the first one did alright, so I have no doubt that it's a marketing thing. We like, okay, we've got all of these new people kind of interested in Sonic, aka all these new kids. Let's give them a modern way for them to play these games the way that they should be played, so they can give us more money. And that's why we'll see Lost World Ultimate in the next couple years.
Wait, love that game.
If Colors can do it, it's gonna be Lost World.
I actually bought Colors Ultimate.
I know you did.
Of course,
My condolences.
Exactly.
I did
It
it. I
is
could not be
so
bothered.
dog shit.
Exactly.
I just wanted it because it's like I have every Sonic game on PC right now.
That reminds me, in the interview with Izuka had about Frontiers, Izuka did actually say that after Frontiers, he actually does want to work on Sonic Adventure 3.
God.
Real.
Oh, yeah, he did say that.
He was kind of saying that Frontiers is kind of like the testing ground to see what he actually wants to do with Adventure 3.
I thought that was kind of funny. Like
it.
that specific presentation, like nobody really cared about like the content or the substance of it. And like the one takeaway that everybody had was that he said he had interest in continuing the adventure. Like that's what everyone was like yelling about after that presentation came out. It's like, oh my god, Sonic Adventure 3! Like it like completely overshadowed Frontiers, which I think is really funny.
It already happened. It's
All
called
I'm
06.
saying is that we already... No, it's called Sonic Heroes, the real Adventure 3.
No, because it's not gonna be Sonic Adventure. It's gonna be new Sonic game number a bajillion. Because it's just made by the Sonic team again, right? We're never gonna get the same people that worked on Sonic Adventure 2.
Or never, because they all left.
He never said I want to make Sonic Adventure 3. He said he was interested in continuing the Adventure series. So maybe it could be a game that has a completely different playstyle. It could be a boost game that just continues the story of the Adventure 2. You know, we don't really know. There's too much we don't know. Based off of that one sentence.
You know what they could do? They could do like they used to do it. Have the characters have completely different playstyles. Like Sonic still has boost. Shadow plays like Adventure. Tails does whatever the fuck you want Tails to do. Plays more like boost, but also weird fusion of Adventure. So Frontiers.
Acting like Adventure 2 didn't get rid of one of the most important gameplay aspects of Adventure 1, which was the adventure fields.
I was going to say the fishing.
Oh, well, I mean, of course.
My man.
The fishing.
Like, acting as if Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 stylistically aren't very, very different. And, you know, gameplay-wise, some of it is similar, but there's still a lot of things that they took out and chopped and changed for Adventure 2, probably because they thought that that was the direction that they were going to go.
Which is also weird, because 06 took all the lessons they learned from Adventure 1, 2, and Heroes, and that's how they made 06. It's because instead of having drastic playstyles, they're all pretty homogenized. These were so different, and for both the three main characters that you could play and the amigos.
What the fuck went wrong then? 06 fucking sucked. Like I played, and I don't mean like the original 06. I mean 06 in general. You know, like I remember playing the a friend gave me an early build of the fucking the
PO6.
The Shadow PO6 one. I remember playing it. It's like, no, this is just dog. This is dog shit. Like
It's
I
not
played
great.
every single stage, and it's just. I don't think you can fix that game.
There is only so much you can
Well,
polish.
in
a
order to
turd.
make it the fix, you have to make it completely different, too.
There's a lot of fundamentally flawed design aspects in 06. Like, so even if you tweak a lot of the things that made it janky or difficult or boring or anything like that, like there's just so much there's so much you have to fix. You kind of risk destroying the game's identity.
Yeah, because some of the levels are linear, some levels are actually not linear. Some of them feel linear, but they're not. That if you're just playing them passively, they have some pretty open-ended level design, like in old and classic games. A lot of alternate routes, secret routes in some levels.
They split the dev team. They split Sonic team in half to go work on secret rings.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave him like a year to make the game. They decided to have fucking 9 different gameplay styles, like 9 different characters you can play as, and then all these vehicles that they had to code for, and then all these big ass hub worlds they had to code for, and all these textures and models and animations, and like it's like fuck, dude, like how do these people thought they were gonna get this done? Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't they lose a build like before release and had to like give them like an alpha?
That people have been saying that was just a rumor, because that story's a bit weird. Because people are saying it's just a rumor, people are saying it's true. No one actually has concrete evidence on that. But I will say is that have you tried out Legacy of Solaris though? It takes the original 06 game and modifies it, so it's pretty much the game overhaul mod of 06.
If I want to get my new PC, I can't handle Xbox emulation.
Yeah, that shit takes a lot of power.
If my PC can't handle Sonic Colors Ultimate, it
Bro,
can't handle that.
PS3 emulation is even more demanding than Xbox is right now.
Okay, so once again, we now finally have breadcrumbs of information and
There's
footage
still too much we haven't
of
seen.
Sonic Prime.
Oh,
There is
yeah.
still so much unexplained.
Do you think KSI and Logan Paul will do a collab with it?
Logan Paul.
Shut the
Yeah,
fuck
they have the
up.
energy drink. They have the energy drink.
Yeah, I know.
Prime energy.
I know.
Talking to other ones.
Do you think that the Autobot from Transformers will do a collab?
Yes.
Get it, Optimus
yes, I think he
Prime?
will.
We first got, the 15-second clip from the Netflix kids commercial where he's just being like, I know what you're thinking, I'm good and powerful, apparently. Jealous?
He's black.
Yeah, someone has to it.
I'm not a big fan of the voice acting, especially in that one.
Let's talk about the Shadow one.
Okay,
We
yeah.
got
Yeah,
two,
we also got
right?
Shadow teaser.
We got the one with Big the cat.
Yeah.
Alright, that big one was pretty good, not gonna lie, the way, because we actually got to see some pretty decent animation going on in that scene. It looked surprisingly pretty good.
Yeah, during that part, I did like Sonic's voice acting, where he's like, sorry, gotta go help our friends. I think maybe I liked him because he sounded like Roger Craig Smith a little bit more. I think I'm one of those kind of toxic Sonic fans where I'm not entirely prepared to see a new spin on Sonic in terms of like voice acting.
Is that a pun?
Yeah, right. And obviously, I hate Big the Cat's voice. It's just I'm not a big fan of it.
I don't think you're ever going to be a fan
just
of Big the Cat's voice.
Sounds. It just for lack of a better way of saying it, it sounds too normal.
too normal.
Like Big the Cat in Heroes is the way Big the Cat should sound. Unfortunately, they established that as a character, and that's what became the meme. So I feel like to go so far off of the beaten path like that.
Well, I mean, it could be the way they're writing Big the Cat.
Yeah,
Seeing
maybe
how
they're
he
trying
showed
to
up
write
in the
Big the Cat to
trailer,
be
it
like,
could be
a serious character, like an intelligent,
or more of a normal person.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't like something about the Sonic Prime, like the environments, like the Green Hill Zone environment. It just looks off. It looks like it reminds me of like the 3D opening from
You
3D
mean
Blast.
early Sonic Boom. Oh.
Yeah, like it
Wait,
reminds me of like
no,
those crude
not 3D
renders.
Blast.
Yeah. Like it just like I don't know, something about it just like doesn't look right to me. But
It's also just about.
Reminds me of Sonic
Yeah.
4.
yeah, it does.
I mean, they
okay,
are using-
yeah. Actually, that's a better. It does look like plastic grass. It does.
Because not only are they using the Green Hill as a location, but it's like actual in-game Green Hill rings and all. I'm just like,
Exactly.
How is this show gonna
That's why it
work?
looks weird. It looks like an in-game cutscene, bro. That's why it looks off to me.
yeah. So
true.
this is going to be an interesting TV show. Not only that, but
Like the characters look animated. The characters look like they're 3D CGI or whatever. But like the environment looks like it's been like we're inside a video game world. Like that's what
a little bit too much of what you
Yeah.
mean, right? Because that's obviously what they're going for by showing us Green Hill. I also hope that they don't mess up Shadow's writing. Like they he did for most of the games after 06. Like, make him too serious and too emo. No, not emo. Too much of a jerk.
Yeah, I mean, there's very little to derive an opinion of. It looks alright.
Yeah.
I think you said it in another one. It's goofy, so like you said, let's like don't think we'll ever get like a pretty serious.
Yeah, no.
You know,
We're never gonna get something like the Meta-X saga from X, or even under anything that was in Underground. Underground was quite serious. The whole thing was the whole thing took itself.
Underground.
The whole thing, as goofy as it was, kind of took itself very, very seriously with the whole like the Queen and the government and the resistance. The whole thing was. That's why I was really excited for fucking Forces, because it was like join the resistance. I was like, oh my god, finally getting a serious fucking plot. In terms of the way it looks, I like it more than I liked the way Boom looked. I like that Sonic is now back to
Boom's
kind of
first
like
season. Boom's second season looked a little better.
Sonic kind of looks a little bit more, you know, akin to his normal character now. There's a lot of stretch and squash animation in it, which I think might be used. It might be pretty cool if it's used sparingly, not every fucking frame.
All I'm hoping is that it's just the first season, obviously, because even 3D shows have some rough-looking first season, like Star Wars: The Clone Wars looked pretty rough. If the 2012 TMNT, but good thing about 3D animations that usually they constantly improve with each season, especially the Clone Wars. The further seasons you get with that show, the better the show just looks. The only exception is Arcane, because Arcane just looked good off the bat. It looked spectacular. Yeah.
Oh, can't wait to wait another 10 years for another season.
Right?
10 years.
Can't wait for the sixth part of the fourth part of the final season of Attack on Titan. I mean, 2027.
Oh boy!
I could not fucking believe it. They still. Oh my god!
I know that was a very brave move from them. Didn't expect it.
Appalling.
But
it's horrible.
I mean,
Believe it, dude.
You know.
First off, we thought it was gonna be a movie.
Yeah.
We thought it was gonna be a movie, but then they broke the after we had to mentally accept the fact, we had to come to the acceptance that it's not gonna end this season, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a movie, and then it's like, oh, by the way, in 2023, and even when you get to 2023, you're still gonna have to wait fucking 6 months for the entire shit to get subbed, and then you're gonna have to wait even longer for it to get dubbed.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna just fucking end my existence, dude.
Man,
literally been waiting for this series to end for an actual dog's age.
Like, anime watchers I feel bad for them, man.
The fucking what was it? The Sonic Central.
Okay, yeah. Wait, hold on. Sonic Central 2022. Everything. Oh, so yeah, we forgot to talk about Shadow in Prime.
No, we did.
What do we talked about for? What do we think about his design? Do we like it?
It's the same. His hair looks big.
It looks more like Shadow than Boom did, and it's not even going to be the normal voice actor for Shadow now, who I don't like already. But I'm hoping I'm hoping that this new voice actor, will give Shadow just go back to the Jason Griffith voice, man. No one did it better.
As long as the direction makes sense. As long as the direction makes sense for the characterization of this version of Shadow, should be fine.
Yeah, and we don't even know how long this show's gonna go on for. Is it gonna?
We need Chet the Hawk and Sonic.
Yeah, bring every single character from the verse in.
The 10-minute runtime was pretty sick.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch it.
How
I was at work when it happened.
How could they possibly be in a position to offer us more content related to the things that they'd already teased us in Sonic Central 2021, and they still managed to make it 7 minutes shorter?
Yup.
7.
Also, the audio should have.
It
should have been. Yeah.
And also, don't you love all the Sonic Speed Battle little announcement Mephilus the Dark?
Mephilus the Dark. Mephilus.
Mephilus
the Dark. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You might as well.
I can't believe I couldn't believe my ears when he said Mephilus.
Please, bro,
are you
do the
serious?
take one more time, please. Can you please do the take one more time?
Tell us that you don't work for Sega without letting us know that you don't work for Sega.
Yeah, exactly.
They hired some random fucking Craigslist to do it. On God.
He sounds like that guy from the Nintendo Direct announcements.
That reminds me of the fucking Game Awards. I know you guys don't play Genshin, but at the Game Awards, whenever they gave Genshin anything, whenever they talked about it, Genshin Impact,
That doesn't make sense.
it became a massive meme in the community, and it's like, oh wow,
Genshin.
they got the type of niggas that would say GIF, and that's what disappointed me.
Yeah, see, that's the crazy
what
thing.
kind of employer does
That's the
that?
crazy thing, because the people who say GIF, they've got a backstory behind it because the creator says GIF. So at the very least, they've got that to back it up. Whether or not that's wrong or right, that's opinion. But
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
the fact is that to willingly mispronounce Genshin as Genshin means that someone has to have told the person that is how it's pronounced as a troll, which I love. Because it doesn't make sense.
You mean in general?
Exactly. Why would you choose to pronounce it as J when it's like? Is it just because you think it's like, oh, it's Japanese, so all the fucking words have to be pronounced a different way? Kawaii, you get what I mean?
To be fair, English is a very inconsistent language.
I agree. Facts.
I forgot all the examples, man. But like homophones, like are sometimes kind of stupid.
Homophobes.
Homophones. So like,
Thank you for giving me something. Thank you for giving me a clip for the coming up section.
It's like that. No, it's Pride Month.
Oh, it do be Pride Month.
It do be Pride Month.
It do be Pride Month. Like, before we go back, I'd just like to say we've only recorded 2 in the space between this and last year's Pride Month. Ain't that wacky?
It's like that, like there, and there.
Yeah. Your and your.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have anything to talk about for the recent of 2 weeks of game announcements?
I mean,
because there was no E3.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yes, that was one of the main things. Yeah, it looks really good.
It does.
It actually looks like they're super duper paying attention. You know, they've somehow managed to bring it into a modern, technological way while still kind of like retaining the emotion, which is very, very difficult. Last of Us didn't do it.
Resident Evil 4 initially focused more on combat rather than horror.
Yeah.
But now it seems that they're probably going to keep the emphasis on the action, or else it just wouldn't be the same game. So I think it's going to be a really good remake, like short or not. Resident Evil 3 remake was really short, but apparently it's better than 2 anyway.
Some people disagree, and I don't know because I haven't played any of the remakes. Only played the originals.
I'm currently playing Resident Evil 2. Really good game. I love it.
Any other game announcements? Street Fighter 6.
Yeah,
Looks
alright.
Get fucked.
Chun-Li looking cute as ever.
Yeah. Oh god damn.
At least I can say they finally decided to make them older. Thank God, and give them new designs.
Because it's like forever in the story now, isn't it? Doesn't it like does it take place after Street Fighter 3?
Yes.
Then that makes sense. Then
You got Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 in between.
Right, shut the fuck up, fam. I've had a fucking.
I hope we will get a Street Fighter 6 Deluxe 3D edition for the 3DS.
Shut up.
That was a launch title. What a weird time that was in our lives.
Yeah, the music is sounds pretty good so far.
I like the campaign, the way that's done. How it's like you walk around and do that shit.
Open world Street Fighter.
And reminded that the logo can be found on Adobe's store for about $65. It's a stock image.
Sounds about right.
That's pretty sick. I love stock images.
And also, on top of that, they another big thing is that somebody leaked the roster. People don't know if it's entirely true, except for like a few characters, so people are believing it's true. But I just posted a leaked roster if you want to show it on the stream or whatever.
I mean, this is pretty faithful to what Ken looked like as well. Ken, Johnny.
Oh no! People saw leaked footage of Ken. His design even looks like this. Yeah, people are making jokes about Ken's now a hobo and he got divorced.
He looks like a fucking crackhead. Guy looks like a dilf.
Oh my fuck.
Doobie Pride Month, big up.
For real, bro.
He got the beard. Head still looks like a platform, but
Would we smash?
Depends on the circumstances.
Smash your past the Street Fighter 6 roster.
Oh my god!
And people are really interested in the gameplay of Street Fighter 6 too because they're bringing back the parry system from Third Strike to make it a universal mechanic.
Yeah,
along with a few new stuff. And what they showed off for Guile recently is that there might be perfect special moves in the game, where if you do input it perfectly, you get a better version of the move.
Are they bringing in focus strikes again?
I don't know.
Because it looked like they were doing it in this trailer.
I think. There's a whole website
like,
talking about
it did look like a focus attack. I'm watching the trailer right now.
They're also doing the fighters thing of having bringing in live commentators, and they're getting real commentators to do the live commentating for the matches.
I think that's awesome. I can't wait to turn it off.
Don't you mean you can't wait to mod in low tier? Don't you mean you can't wait to mod in Seijan? Low tier God? Come on now.
Yeah, exactly. Low tier God.
Oh my God.
Get that as
serve zero purpose.
I'm not gonna lie, that Street Fighter logo looks like the logo of every esports organization ever.
Well, quite a Adobe.
I will. Thanks, Simfin.
Besides, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy stuff. If a lot of stuff got announced,
Final Fantasy
new gameplay footage for 15, and finally
16.
announced. Yeah, 16. An announcement of Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, but also Crisis Core Remake.
It's like a complete remake of the PSP game.
Yeah.
And it's in the style of Final Fantasy VII's remake gameplay.
Pretty much.
I remember playing 15. I love 15 to death. I know a lot of people have like frown upon the combat in 15, like compared to like everything else.
Yeah, here's a trailer
I think
for
it looks
7.
awesome.
Well, it was the first gameplay. Like it was their first time trying it. So like.
Yeah, I think they did really well, to be honest.
Yeah, and then they made it like they improved upon it heavily in Final Fantasy VII. Like they took what worked and kind of like rolled with it.
And now we're gonna see way better gameplay in FF16.
I'm probably gonna get it. I've got like since I got the job, I've bought a lot of shit I don't need.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you get a job.
you have.
Buy a lot of shit.
I bought a 2DS XL, a DSi XL, Sonic Colors, Sonic Rush, Resident Evil. Ocarina of Time 3D, Sonic Colors Ultimate, Sonic Origins like 10 minutes ago. I need to stop because I plan on buying a PC in July.
Buy so much new shit when you get a new job. It's like, oh my god, disposable income. Thank you very, very much, Chaotix and Protag, for being on the podcast. We appreciate it.
This was really fun.
Really
I really thought we would manage to nail this one down in under an hour. We can't.
Yeah, we talked about Frontiers for an hour.
It's Sonic Frontiers. There was a lot of talk about Frontiers.
It's been almost
crazy.
I told you I was going to rant on about Sonic Frontiers.
We're going to cut it down. We're going to try and get it to maybe like 1 hour 20. But no promises.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, subscribe. We need fucking the lightning thunder. Shut the fuck up. We need 2 more subscribers to get to 100. Everyone unsubscribe.
Yeah, currently the analytics say that 95% of the people that are watching this video right now are actually not subscribed. So if you can hit that unsubscribe button so we can get that up to 100%, that'd be sick.
That might actually be original. I don't think I've ever heard another content creator say that.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
I just came up with that on the spot. Like, I was about to say subscribe, but I was like, no, never mind. I'm gonna flip it around.
95% of views, not 95% of our audience is.
That was fucking gold, bro. It's pure gold.
Okay, Alex, man, take it.
Right, later.
95% of our audience is not subscribed. Frankly, that is not high enough. Please do. That is incredible. Big up, EXO. Let's come out with that's the funniest thing in the podcast at the very end of it. That's incredible. Thank you very, very much, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you around.
Peace.
Bye.